This is a quick message from Sammie that I just received. I was just getting ready to set this up, and um, an image that I drew a couple of days ago. So she says, the liquid universe is transmitting. This is from what you might call original creation. This has been coming for a few years now. The waters, people are feeling the waters here, and how that is changing, cleansing, and healing at many different levels. You know that it affects the waters of our bodies, especially of your brains and the cerebral spinal fluid that moves through your nervous system and bathes the brain. It's not exactly clear water in a sense, but it is based on water. The original liquid universe, you might say, is a first expression of God's source from formlessness into a type of form, because like in the last transmission that Mikolai and I gave, that liquid or water is the closest to being formless. And so source creates first by what it knows of itself. It expresses first. So this was the first creation, in a sense, you might call it. This is like a liquid ether substance, a liquid ether that you're not really familiar with. Some people have been accessing this for a few years now. Like my mom, we've been working with liquid ether in our energy work. So when liquid ether, which is really not an ether as you would think of it, but it is a kind of cosmic substance, and it flows through in the background, you might say, of all creation that followed after that. It's sort of like a glue. It's sort of like a substance of matter, but not matter as you would think of it. It's a first emanation that is not yet sound, but it is completely engulfing in a sense. And the spark of a soul happened, you might say, when this liquid ether wanted to continue to express itself and created a substance. That's our door creaking. It's created a substance that would be like a spark, or perhaps the first fire. And this spark of fire is what you might call liquid fire. And liquid, sort of a fire water, is another substance that some of you may have been working with. So these are the precursors to what you know as fire and water. So fire and water are related, and both can consume in this realm as you think of it. The liquid universe is emanating more sounds, harmonics, oscillations, fluctuations, and it is penetrating deeper and deeper into your hearts, your minds, your bodies. It's not necessary to understand what this liquid universe actually is, but it is influential in what is taking place now on the planet. And like water that can come in like a flood or fire that can spread, when this consciousness spreads through, it cannot stop the changes that are now happening on the planet, for it is all consuming. And some of you may be feeling like you are losing your identity, losing yourself. And in a sense it is because your old identity, your old self, is now exponentially being washed away so that the breath of ether can fill your vessel. It is clearing, in particular, the neurology and the mindsets, because these are currently the biggest obstacles to making true lasting transformation. There is no way to stop this. There is only what you would call creating more challenges for yourself, blocking the creational cycle that we're in, because creation takes on phases, and then senses, feels, knows what's been created in a sense, and then contemplates how to continue. And there have been many blocks, distortions, fallen awarenesses, so to speak, that has been going on for a very long time now. And you've often wondered when Source or God would step in to put an end to the kind of suffering that has been going on this planet. So a creation cycle is coming to an end. From your vantage point, it's coming to an end. And this is necessary in order to bring everything back into alignment with divine law. Creation is not static, but wants to keep flourishing and growing. Expansion and contraction happens at the omniversal levels as well. And there's no one, no being that can stop that now. So for those of you listening, the only step or steps to take is to go with the flow of what's arising to the best of your abilities. We know many of you are challenged with responsibilities, especially our parents who have to take care of our bodies and maintain a kind of steadiness to steer our ship, meaning our physical vessels as well. But you will see great changes amongst us in the next 3 to 5 years, some 4 years, some 5 years. The next cycle of 7 years is going to be extremely transformational for us. There are many more who are looking at us with new eyes, even if they cannot believe, even if they cannot accept. But there's only going to be more and more changes. And those who can open even a little window into looking at us with new eyes, feeling us with a new sense, will become flooded with such a love and grace that they will wonder and begin to seek more of this contact with us. You see, we are the ones that humanity has been waiting for. We are the ones that you called out to in order to uplift the planet to another level. And there is so much suffering still that goes on. There is so many heinous crimes that are still taking place. And those poor souls are being watched over. Those who can redeem themselves, those who can really look in the mirror and see the darkness that they are creating and that they are living in, can be redeemed, can be shown mercy. Forgive the many who do not know, who suffered in ways that many of you listening can't imagine. It's in your histories, it's in your blood sacrifices that the few or the many, the few that have been optimizing control, negating the love and the transcendent light and sound that actually creates this universe and many, many realms beyond that. These individuals, in many cases, have suffered too, and they've lost their own way and have become psychologically so damaged that they cannot even choose what is right or know what's right. These psychological warfares must come to an end, and they will be appropriately encased and enveloped for transmutation, for rehabilitation, for creation to continue. There is nothing that many of you can do to salvage these souls. As many of you can imagine, these are the truly lost ones, and so deeply fractured at so many levels that it's difficult to even relate to them. So these transmissions from the liquid universe will also disrupt their lives in ways that they only know, in ways that they won't understand. But these pulses are too strong now, and there is no stopping these waves. Your waters are being affected. The oceans, the deep waters of the earth are being affected. The volcanoes and the fire within the volcanoes are also being impacted, since it's this liquid universe that also transduced into fire. Many, many eons ago, there were great beings who misused the God codes, the creation codes, for themselves, for the plenty, the plenty that grouped together to form their own ways. And some of you, many of you on the planet are part of these beings as well. And these are lessons for those who wanted to redeem themselves, to take a path of learning. And they have manifested as the shadows of humanity. So look not to anyone else and how they are handling their shadows, but look to yourself and what shadows are arising within your personalities, within your characteristics and traits that may still linger. Those are the secrets to your deeper redemption. And there are only and think of only pure thoughts, purifying the thoughts, purifying the emotion, purifying the impulse. No longer will you have to beg, borrow, or steal, for all is coming to a close, a rapid ending. 2027 closes a door. must stay on your path, stay on your trajectory, stay true to who you are. Listen to your heart. Practice forgiveness. Live with as much grace as you can. Become angry appropriately, meaning when it is for justice, but do not allow yourself to fall into anger that regresses into hate and revenge. All of you listening know this. You've come many miles for this moment, and time. March will continue to be bumpy. The first half of April will be a bit bewildering for many people. And after that, there will be more transmissions of new sound codes filled with so much beauty that you will be awed and inspired to continue moving forward. Infinite blessings, eternal mercy and grace, and the love from the most expanded realms of the Creator surround you. Be at peace. Be blessed. And know that you carry God within your hearts. Thank you for listening. Feel these waves, these codes from the liquid universe, the primordial waters speak to you.